Thank you for joining us on Business Now. I am Samuel Ukata. Vice President Yemi on Tuesday unveiled a $600 million program for young Nigerians in technology and creative sector. The program targets young Nigerians from ages 15 to 35 who are entrepreneurs and involved in the early stages of creative, innovative and technology-enabled ventures. According to Osinbajo, Nigeria's technology ecosystem accounts for almost 30% of Africa's funded ventures with no fewer than 180 startups. He also urged African governments and the organized private sector to do more to support the growth of innovation in the continent. According to statements signed by his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Laolu Akande, the vice president spoke at the presidential unveiling of the Investment in Digital and Creative Enterprises program held at the State House Banquet Hall, Abuja. While the ID's initiative would remove constraints such as access to capital and capital limitation of startups, the vice president said more needed to be done to scale up such programs. The Debt Management Office on Tuesday offered 4 federal government of Nigeria's bond valued at 360 billion naira for subscription through auction. According to the office, the first offer is a February 2028 FGN bond valued at 90 billion naira, 10-year reopening at an interest rate of about 37% per annum. The second offer is the April 2032 FGN bond valued at 90 billion naira, 15-year reopening at an interest rate of 12.50% per annum. There is also the April 2037 FGN bond valued at 90 billion naira, which is 20-year reopening at the rate of 16.2499% per annum. The fourth offer is the April 2049 FGN bond valued at 90 billion naira, which is 30-year reopening at an interest rate of 14.80% per annum. According to the DMO, the bonds are offered at 1,000 naira per unit with a minimum subscription of 50 million naira and in multiples of 1,000 naira thereafter. The Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council on Tuesday called on the National Identity Management Commission to reveal its newly introduced charge of 1,000 naira for national identification number integration and verification for each Nigerian passport applicant. It made the call in a statement issued in Abuja and signed by the special advisor to the president to ease of doing business and Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council Secretary Jumoke Odowole. According to the statement, the council is urging the National Identity Management Commission to review the new regulation through the lens of making it faster and cheaper to access government services. It stated that while the framework with the Nigerian Immigration Service to improve the quality of passport services through the verification of NIN, as stated by the Commission, was a welcome development, the additional cost for each applicant had not been well received by stakeholders. Odowole noted that further to the provision of the Business Facilitation Miscellaneous Provision Act 2022, where applicant required service from a ministry, department or agency, the ministry's department and agency are mandated to conduct the necessary verification or certification from relevant departments in respect of the applicant. On May 18, 2017, Executive Order 001 on transparency and efficiency in the business environment was issued as the current administration's first executive order. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has scheduled the next Monetary Policy Committee meeting between Monday and Tuesday next week. In a notice on its website, the Apex Bank said the 290th meeting would be held at the Central Bank of Nigeria headquarters in Abuja. The Monetary Policy Committee is the highest policy-making committee of the Apex Bank, with a mandate including to review economy and financial conditions in the economy and determine the appropriate stance of policy in the short to medium term. It is also empowered to review regularly the Central Bank of Nigeria's monetary policy framework and adopt changes when necessary, communicate monetary and financial policy decisions effectively to the public, and ensure the credibility of the model of transmission mechanism of monetary policy. The committee is made up of the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele as chairman, Deputy Governor Financial System Stability Aisha Ahmed, Deputy Governor Corporate Service Edward Adamu, Deputy Governor Operations Folashundu Shonubi, and Deputy Governor Economic Policy Kingsley Obiora Robert Asugwa of the African Development Bank Abuja, and the Senior Special Assistant to the President, Development Policy Mohammed Saliu, among others. A former Central Bank of Nigeria's Deputy Governor Kingsley Mogulu has expressed dissatisfaction over the series of crises created by the naira redesign policy of the Apex Bank. Mogulu noted that the terrible suffering and economic loss Nigerians experience as a result of the faulty implementation of the CBN's naira redesign policy and the entry of the judiciary into central banking function showed clearly how the nation's institutions and Nigeria failed when institutions that are meant to be operationally independent become politicized. In a statement late Tuesday, he said currency functions were a core part of any central bank's mandate, and to that extent, it had no problem with the policy except for two vital issues. He said the first was the 90-day deadline, which he warned was too short to be effectively executed, and the second was a timing which was too close to the elections. Mogulu said it later became clear that there was a haphazard and incoherent communication of the purposes of the policy. He noted that in one breath it was said to be to introduce the money supply and help tame inflation, and next it was promoted as a national security measure to halt kidnapping, naira holding, and sundry crimes. Mogulu noted that the last reason became the most important and controversial reason as the tempo of the 2023 presidential contest rose to a boiling point. The International Air Transportation Association on Tuesday disclosed that the trapped funds belonging to the foreign airlines operating in Nigeria have reached $743,721,097 from $662 million in January 2023. The association disclosed this in a letter addressed to the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, signed by the area manager West and Central Africa, Dr. Samson Fakutu, and issued in Abuja. According to the letter, the association and the global airline community seek an invention from the minister for the resolution of airlines' blocked funds issues in Nigeria. It said that for over a year, Nigeria has been the country with the highest amount of airline blocked funds in the world.